Good morning and welcome back to the channel. So today I decided to get up early and get out and I've decided to make my way over to my little owl location that I've been to before. Now you may have seen my previous video that I did last year that, you know, there was a little bit of activity with them, but there wasn't really that much. So today I decided to come back out and see how they're doing, see if they're still here, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Now the thing is, this morning when I set off, the light was overcast. As I've come over the tops, it's just got thicker and thicker with mist this morning. Visibility, get my words out, visibility was very low. It is clearing a little bit here where I'm currently sat. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it stays light enough and doesn't go too dark that if we do get to see these little owls, that we get to get some footage and also some pictures as well. So come along and let's see what we can find. So, good sign. I've spotted where the little owls are. They're back in the same location as what they were last time I came. Now, I've got one of them sat in the tree at the moment. He does look like he's just sat there having a bit of a nap, to be honest. But I do know that there's another one here as well. Because while I was sat just looking with binoculars, scouring all the walls and everything here, that I heard this bit of a scrabble going on between two of them. Now, I don't know whether that's because there was a load of gulls come down and they were getting a little bit too close to where they were sitting in the tree. And possibly their nesting area, that it started to scrabble and make noises, obviously in a defence sort of mechanism, that kind of way. But all seems to have gone quiet again. The gulls have moved away and yeah, all things have gone quiet again. Well, like I say, I've still got the one in the tree. I haven't located the second one. So whether that's down in one of the walls or it's on the other side from where I can't see. But I think what I'm going to do, now I know that they're here, I think I'm going to get my camera out and get myself set up and see if I can capture some pictures and some footage. And I'm going to use my car as my hide again, like I did last time. It kind of just gives that little bit of a barrier. I have got a stone wall at the side of me, so that's sort of like shading me away from the field a little bit, you know. But at least if I can sit in the car, it's a little bit quiet, there's less movement, and hopefully they'll come out and maybe sit on some of the walls. But again, we'll see how it goes. The weather's not looking great. So yeah. But another good thing as well is I might have a bit of a walk later. While I've been sat here, I've had two brown hares run across this field that's at the side of me. So I may, unless they turn up and I've got my camera and I'm in, and I can see him from here, then I might get some photographs. Here are the brown hares. If not, I might have to get on foot and just see if I can get a little bit more elevation. I have come with my camouflage jacket in the back of the car, so I can put that on to help a little bit when I'm out on foot. But we'll see. It'd be nice to get some brown hair, especially at this time of the year. Spring is sprung, or springing, should I say. So hopefully we might get some decent hair pictures. Because I think the last time I came up, the weather was absolutely rubbish, and black and white image was the way to go with them. The lighting wasn't great. Images were a little bit grainy because obviously the ISO had to be bumped up. So let's see what happens. Let's see what we can get. There is curlews around. There was loads of male and female pheasants. When I was driving over, there was literally loads on the roadside this morning. You know, it was literally, like I say, with the mist and everything, it was like you saw them, luckily enough, touch wood, they weren't on the road, but they weren't far off. But this is why they get knocked, isn't it? Right, let's get some camera gear out. Let's see if these little owls make a little bit of movement out of the tree. And yeah, let's see how we go. Okay, so how it stands at the moment is the little owl is still in the tree. It looks like it's taken a bit of a nap. It's in no rush whatsoever to make any movement this morning. I have heard another little owl calling at a distance, preferably in another field a lot further over. And again, could be a different pair that are over there as well. Now the pair that are here, I've seen the one in the tree, which like I say is having a nap. There is a second one, which I'm guessing is in the wall somewhere, because I can't locate it. So they're definitely there. I can hear them when they do start between each other. But yeah, all's quiet at the moment. I'm hoping that they'll come out and start to sit on more of the stone walls. There's one that's fell over part of the wall, so they tend to like to sit on them as well. And then sometimes they fly over to this far side when I've come before, and they sit on there too. Now the only problem I've got today is the mist is not really giving me great images. I've been photographing a couple of pheasants which are sat on a couple of stone walls a bit further down. You might have just heard it call. And to be honest, the mist is really making them really grainy. It's really playing with the auto ISO as well. I'm having to obviously go manual a bit more with that rather than auto. But everything seems grainy. When you first look at it, looking out of the car and across the field, you think, it looks okay. Take a shot. When you take a shot and actually go and physically look at it, they're not looking great. Not looking great at all. Now I am juicing on my 400ml. I have put a 2x converter on, just again because I'm sat in the car and I'm staying pretty much well away from the little owl to give it a little bit of distance. And hopefully, like I say, it'll come out for me. But we're going to have to keep an eye on this weather, that's for sure, because it's not looking like it's clearing up anytime soon today. But we'll keep photographing, we'll keep looking, and if things continue to stay quiet here, then I will get my gear on and we'll go and see if we can find some brown hares. There is a few around. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, 2 of them when I pulled up run across this field next to me, so they're definitely around. So hopefully we'll get some shots of them as well. I'll tell you what, in the meantime, let's pop you back to home, where I'm from, and let's introduce you to a new product that I have been sent from a company. So I'll tell you what, while I'm waiting around and there's not much activity, let's pop on over there, do a quick review on this product that I've been sent, and then when you come back, hopefully I'll have some more information and some more footage and hopefully some more photographs to show you. So I'll see you soon. Well, welcome to the house. So, while I'm currently out on location waiting for little owls to appear, I thought I would bring you back home and I would show you a product that I've been sent in the post. So this is a real multi-tripod, and this has been sent to me by a company called Freewell. Now, I've heard of Freewell. I can't say I've never had products from Freewell, but they contacted me and asked me whether I would be interested in trying out their 5-in-1 tripod and doing a review for you guys on what it can and can't do. Now, when I say that it's a 5-in-1 tripod, if I turn it around to the side here, we literally have a carbon fibre tripod that it can make. We have a desktop tripod. We have a tracking pole. Yeah, a tracking pole for when you go walking. And then we also have 2 options that you can have as monopods as well. Now this tripod weighs in at 1.65 kilograms, so it's not too heavy at all. And it has a payload of 20 kilograms, so that's quite reasonable. At its lowest, it can go as low as 175 millimeters from the ground, and at its tallest is 1,570 millimeters, or in our case 157 centimeters, which I'm 5'7". I'd say that's about my chest height to the top of the ball head. So I thought I would just show you this tripod. So let's get it open. I'll show you exactly what it can do. Okay, let's get rid of the box over there for a sec. Okay, so first opinions are, it comes in a nice compact bag. Again, you can feel that it's reasonably light. So let's have a look inside. It's got clips on the ends, by the way. You can carry it by the handles, or you can carry it also over your shoulder with a strap which is in the bag. Okay, so when you first go in the bag, you'll see that you get some small tripod legs. We'll come back to them and I'll tell you exactly what they do. And then when you go in the sides of the zips, we have a Swift tripod head, which is here. So we'll put that to one side. It comes with what I class as instructions. I don't really read them, not that much, but they do come in handy, trust me. We have also a bag of Allen keys. So there's 3 Allen keys in there, and then there's also a clip with a screw nut on, which I believe helps you with your weighing your tripod down if you needed to. And that's all that's in there. And then the main attraction of all is your tripod. So let's move that bag out. So as you can see, you've got a nice lightweight tripod. It's got 2 padded sections for carrying it with, which I like that, because just on standard bars, even carbon fibre gets really cold. It has twist enabled locking for your legs. So it's got nice smooth action for the in and out, you know, and it's just a case of just twisting, and then that's them locked. You comes with a ball head, which obviously the Swift plate goes onto. Now, one of the things I do like about this Swift plate is it's not just for your camera, it's also for your mobile phone as well. So as you can see here, if I can get them out, I'll be able to flick them out. Just see if I can get my fingers in. Unfortunately, I'm not good with nails because I haven't got any. Yes, I buy them. Just borrow one of them Allen keys a sec. See if I can flick that out. Oh, I have to get a knife in there. Oh, there you go. That's just because it's new, by the way. So you've got two little plates that flick out on the underside there, and they stretch out, if you can see, that you can fit your mobile phone in. And then what you do is you undo your top of here, lock that on, and I'll do you an example. I've got my mobile phone to hand here. You lift it up and you can sit your mobile phone on, and that is very secure. And I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't, because it's not a cheap phone that I've got. Right, let's just put that back on the side. So yeah, you've got a multi-purpose Swift plate, which is great. It's better than having to keep swapping from one to the other. Right, so let me just tighten that head up. Let's shut them down, and we'll put that over there so we don't lose it. Okay. So one of the things, let me just put this on. One of the things I like about it is it's just a clip system on the red button there to get your legs to go flat. Now, you might say to me, Vic, you've got a problem there. You've got a bar here in the centre. Right, well, we can take that out. So on the bottom here, if you can see it, there is a clip where you can put on some weight or a bag or anything like that. All you do is unscrew it. Now, I am going to advise you on something. Do not lose that screw, because that becomes a tool as well later on, and I'll explain that after. So we'll put that on there so we don't lose it. So this allows us now, when we loosen off our tripod, as well as a column for you to move up and down so that you can get height. Probably if you're doing landscape and you want to get that height to tilt more down, then you can do. But you can take this out, reverse it, put it back into the centre. Let me just get it lined up. You can't really go wrong because it's a triangle in the centre. You just push that back through, fits your clip back on, like that. Tighten it up to whatever height that you want to have your tripod centre column at. And as you can see, you can then move your Swift plate, your ball head, should I say, on the Swift plate. You can move your camera around. There we go. So there you go. For example, you put your camera onto your plate. You can shoot straight down if you needed to. You know, just so you can get a nice low angle on stuff. It comes in great when you do astrophotography. Not astrophotography, macro photography, sorry. Astrophotography, I would say you need it the other way around, obviously. So yeah, that's one option that you can do on there. And again, if you needed to, let me just screw that back on. If you wanted to heighten that up, again, you will spray your legs out and you can have them out at an angle just like that. Just like that. And then you can put your legs out further and you can shoot low down on the ground with that. Which is what is quite what I like about it. Right, tell you what, let's take this centre column out and let's show you some other stuff that this tripod can do. Okay, so we shall take the ball head off because we will need that later. And we will just now take the plate off. So, if you're anything like me and you want to have your legs fully out, let me just put that Allen key there. You want your legs fully out, like this. and you want to shoot on the ground. If the centre column was in, you'd have a problem. But they thought about that as well. So you take your centre column out and there is a screw here, just on one side. Now, the middle Allen key, I think it's the middle one, I'll just double check. It could be the smallest one. Yep, it's the smallest Allen key. You just loosen that off. Now the screw doesn't come out, so you're not going to lose it. But you can take this little piece here now, and you can place that back onto your tripod base, tighten that up, put your ball head back on, just like that, and you now have a completely flush base to work on. So you could use that as like a ground pod idea. So that's another option. Okay, so let's take the head off again. Put that there. We'll undo this plate. Just pop that to one side. Right, next, we've explained that there can be a monopod. As you can see, these legs screw off. Okay, so let's screw the others off. Yep. And this one as well. So just leave me with your plate. Now you've got yourself your monopod. So all you need to do is screw your ball head on, and you have got yourself a monopod, which goes quite high when it's fully up. So that's option one of the ball head. Okay, now on the bottom of these feet, one thing I haven't shown you yet, and this is on all three of the legs. If you unscrew the rubber ball off the bottom, from there, every feet on the tripod has ground spikes, and these come built in, not an added extra, they come built in. So again, you can, if you wanted to ground it in that sort of way, you could do. Most people will probably use the ball on the end, but if you take your ball head off and you've got your rucksack on your back and you're deciding to go for a walk up a hill and you need a little bit of an assistance, you now have a walking pole. So you've got your spike on the bottom, which you'll undo, you'll pull them all out. Obviously have it as tall as you want it to be, for example. And then you've got yourself a walking pole. So you've got the rubber ball at the top, which is your support. So you can walk with that. I think that's quite a good idea, because sometimes when you're carrying your tripod in your hands and you've also got your bag on your back, you could just do sometimes that little bit of support. And you've got to realise is, you've not just got one walking stick, but you've got three of them. So if you want two tracking poles, you know, just put the balls on the top, tracking poles at the bottom, and you've got the option of two tracking poles, or even a third one if you've got someone else with you as well. Right. The next bit is, we have our little tool that I said you shouldn't lose it, because what you'll do with this is, in the tracking poles there is a little hole. Just see if you can see it on the camera there. There's a little hole, and you're going to put this tool into it, and it's going to lever off the spikes. And the reason for that is, this piece here, which is the top section of your centre column, you are going to screw that into the bottom, and then that fits your main centre column base onto it, which goes in there. and we'll tighten that on. And then I mentioned that you've got some extra little legs, okay? So these little legs fit on to the bottom of this, like it does with your big legs. So they go in the same hole, and they just screw on. Oops, trying to get it lined up. There you go, that's better. Okay, and you're thinking, Vic, you can't just leave it like that. No, you can't. So you press your little buttons here that make your tripod legs go to a 90-degree angle. Take the ball off the top because we don't want it as a tracking pole now. We want to add our ball head again. And you now have yourself, I'll only do the bottom one, but you now have yourself, when I tighten that up, you now have yourself basically a freestanding tripod, or monopod. So that is your second option for the monopod. Freestanding makes it a bit easier. Don't need to move your stick around. You just undo the ball head and you'll just move your head around in any direction, and again loosen it off, and you've got your left to right motion as well. So if you want to go somewhere with just a little bit light-handed and not have to take a full-on tripod because you're in a spaced area where you can't put legs out, you've now got yourself a monopod with 3 legs at the bottom. Quite cool, isn't it? Right, so let's take the ball head off again. And let's just shut them legs up. And we will undo this for a second while I unscrew it off. So we've now finished with the legs. So let's put the ground spike back on, like that. And we put the ball cover, the rubber ball, back on there as well. And we'll just put these back on the floor now with these. Now, when you put your centre column back in, you've now got yourself also a ground pod. So you can either use it with just the little nut there straight to your camera, or you can put your ball head back on and you've got yourself a miniature setup. And again, you can clip the legs. Bear with me because it's been quite new, they're just a bit stiff, but they can be angled at different angles, as you can probably see on that one. But these legs also extend, so what you need to do is just twist it slightly, and we've got ourselves a little, oops, undo that one, not the leg. So we've now got ourselves a little desktop tripod as well. So I think that's quite cool, to be honest. I mean, especially for me now, so if I've got like my DJI Pocket, rather than having my big sort of setup that I've got currently sat on while I'm videoing, I could use a smaller tripod and I could put it at the end of my desk, or I could put it, you know, on the side in a hide. Don't necessarily have to carry everything with me. So yeah, so I think I've shown you basically all options that you can do with this tripod. So let's untwist everything off and tighten everything back up. And then what we'll do is we'll take these off, these legs, put them to one side, and we'll build it back to being a full-on tripod for you to use when you are out and about. So there's one leg. There you go. And there you go. Back to a tripod. And again, if you want to put the centre column back in, you just take the ball head back off, put the bar back through, and then just make sure that you put that back in the bottom so you don't lose it, and it also keeps the centre column so it doesn't fall out on you as well. So there you go. The Freewell 5-in-1 tripod. Tell you what I'll do. If you are liking this and you want to go and check it out yourself, it's definitely worth it. I will pop a direct link in the description below and you can go and have a look for yourself. And if you do fancy one, then you know where to grab one from as well. Right, let's get back to the little owls and see how they're going on. So I decided to take a walk up the valley a little bit. I scoured every field that was along the lane. Unfortunately, I couldn't locate these brown hares that I'd seen this morning. But what was nice is that listening to the various of birds in the trees and in the meadows, and then not long after, you might hear it in the background, the local farmer come up on his quad bike and he brought some brand new lambs that had only been born within the last day or so. So that was nice just to see them being released into the local fields. So as you saw, I went for a walk out hoping to see some of the brown hares, but the two that I saw run across this field, I haven't a clue where they went. I've walked the length and breadth of the area. I've even walked down some of the paths going sideways across the fields and nothing, unless they've gone to ground for a bit. I've come back to the car, been sat here for a while now. Got my camera set up again on the windowsill. But the good thing about it is we're now heading towards, it's about 11:10, and the light has started to pick up a little bit. The mist is starting to lift. So I'm hoping that that will make some difference. Now, the little owl has moved from the left side to the right side of the tree while I've been out. But it's happily sat there with its eyes closed, snoozing again. So not much is really happening on the on their front right now. But I'm going to hang out because, again, you never know. It is a waiting game with nature. Everything doesn't happen all at once. But, yeah. Let's see. You never know. I might get something. But again, it also depends on if they're hungry or anything like that. Sorry, I've got a friend of mine who everyone might know. It's Peter Lou. He's just been up having a right good chin waggles with us this morning. He's just pulled off from in front. He's again come up to have a look at these little owls. So, yeah, so he's going. I think he's give up on the idea today. It is very quiet. But yeah, I'm going to hang it out a little bit. See what happens. And if we're not successful, then we'll call it quits. And we'll try another day. So I've just had 2 little owls. I heard a bit of a shouting session going on while I was sat in the car, and then I saw that it flew off to the furthest point of one of the walls, and then I saw a second one appear from the other field that met up with it. So I jumped out of the car because from the angle that I was parked at, I couldn't really swing round in my car enough without actually sitting on my horn and my steering wheel and making a commotion with it, which I didn't want to do. So I jumped out of the car, and I've just got some footage of them sat on the stone wall up there. They're definitely getting ready for pairing up, and I managed to get a couple of images. Now, one of them did fly back off. It went over to the left-hand side here where I currently am, and then a member of public walked past and got talking to me, asking what I was looking for and stuff. And when I turned around, the second one's disappeared. So what I've got at the moment is no owls, and I don't know where they've gone. So I'm on the lookout again. And the only thing is with little owls is they blend so much with the stone walls, it's hard to pick them out, and sometimes they go in the crevices as well, so you don't get to see them. So I think what I'm going to do is have a bit of a walk further that way, where one went for sure. If not, I'm going to come back, I'm going to sit in the car again and see if they come back to the hawthorn tree where they normally perch. So enjoy the footage and enjoy the images as well. Well, I've had a bit of a wander down the lane and I can't spot it anywhere, the 2 little owls again. I have heard them calling, possibly from a distance, or it could be the other pair that I'm aware of in the area, which are further still over. But they've not come back to the tree whatsoever yet. So I think, I mean, I've been out since early this morning, since about 8 o'clock, and I think, to be honest, even though the mist has lifted, we've now got a band of what looks like rain coming over. It's going really dark. Looking out now in front of me, it looks like we've got rain coming in over the tops there, so it's slowly heading my way. But I've got some nice footage. I've got some lovely pictures. It's nice to see that they're now starting to pair up. I will be back, you know, just to monitor it a little bit and hopefully see a little bit more progression. And you never know, might see some little owls at some point. But I think in the meantime, like I say, it's been a nice morning. It's been a bit of fresh air. Fortunately, I didn't get to see the brown hares. 2 of them did run across the field in front of me, like I said, when I pulled up. I did go for a walk round the area. Where they went, I have not a clue. I mean, I do know that they have burrows and they do go from one field to the other on these, and they can run, you know, they can run for meters, really. So that was a shame, really, because they were 2 lovely big hares that would have been nice for pictures. But I'll come down again, try and just purely come down just for the hares, because they're always here. They're always out on these fields, so it's not like it's, you know, a thing that's not there all the year round. Again, the curlews are now starting to come back. We've had a few flying back into, some of them quite high up, but they're definitely coming back. So again, that's another thing that I can come down now. Spring's coming in, and hopefully now the weather's getting a little bit better as well. But yeah, at least it was a success. From the start this morning, when we started off, I thought that owl was just going to sit there in the tree and we were going to get nothing for the rest of the day. But time proved me wrong, and yeah, we managed to see him, which has been fantastic. Right, so you would have seen the review for the Freewell 5-in-1 tripod. Guys, make sure you go and check it out. It's a fantastic tripod. I'm going to see what it's like, obviously, for using for wildlife over time. So, you know, I will pop some information up in my community posts on my channel. If you follow me on my social media, I will also pop the details on there as well. I'm going to try it out with my 400mm just to see what the payload's like. First glance at it, obviously my thoughts were great for landscape. But for the fact that you can break it down into so many different things, from, you know, a monopod to a full-on tripod to smaller legs for tabletop. You know, I could even take it, it's light enough to take, and I can attach my DJI Pocket to it, you know, for recording on the sides. You know, it's got a lot of potential, as you've been shown on the video. So yeah, definitely go and check it out. All the details will be in the description below, as always. And yeah, so I think today, you know, I'm going to bring it to an end. It's been a short video, especially for the little owls. Made bigger, obviously, because I put the review in there. But I hope you've enjoyed it. You know, it just shows that sometimes you can sit in your car and you can get wildlife as well. So if you have liked the video, guys, do give me a thumbs up. The more thumbs up, again, really helps my video quite a lot and helps me get seen. As always, I'll pop it up here. Like, subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell. Because if you hit that bell, you'll be notified of when my next video goes on live as well on the channel. And then you don't miss a video. Right. It's nearly that time. I'm nearly, you know, 30 days to go, and then I'm off to Finland. I'm also off down to the photography show on the 14th of March. I will try, I've never done it before, I'm going to take my DJI Pocket with me, and I will try and maybe do a bit of vlogging while I'm there. I'm going meeting up with James, all being well, from Nature Ray, who provides me the binoculars and who also sponsors my channel. I'm also hoping to meet up with a gent called Simon, and he is part of the DxO software, which I've been promoting recently as well. And all being well, I'll be able to sit down at my desk long enough to get a video done to bring to you a little bit more about the DxO software as well. It's a standalone software, and it also integrates with your Lightroom and any other softwares that can link up with us too. So I will bring you a little bit more about that. At the moment, because I've been used to using Adobe, that's just taking me a little bit of time just to get myself used to it before I can bring the information to you guys. I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, I don't know how this works, I don't know how that works, I couldn't tell you this and I couldn't tell you that, because that is not the whole point of a video. So in the future, you will get a video based on their software, or at least an overview, if nothing else. So keep an eye out for that. And as always, in the description below, I will pop the DxO. If you're interested in their software anyway, I will pop below here the discount code. If I remember rightly, it's VM Photos 15. But if it's anything different, I'll certainly make sure it's here on the screen. And guys, if you do really want to, show a little bit of appreciation, as always, and I know I mention it on every video that I make, I have my Buy Me a Coffee webpage. If you would like to buy me a coffee, or in my case, a soft drink or a hot chocolate, again, you can use the link here below, and everything, as always, will be in the description. And I'm going to stop rambling on now, and I'm going to let you all go and enjoy your evening. And I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. All being well, the next video will be at the photography show. If not, I'll see you on my next adventure. Bye for now.